Hello everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day. Gonna do like a beginner's guide for mutations here, so if any of the veterans players would like to add anything into the comments, I would love to hear it. And yeah, we need to get some of the newbie players here mutated, I think. There's not enough mutations right now in lobbies, and we gotta do everything we can to help. So, just to get into it, these are my mutations that I use. If you're just starting to learn this, you don't need to have all of these. A lot of mutations are like, go towards builds. So depending what build you are, gun-wise, weapon-wise really, you may want a certain serum. I do recommend Marsupial and Herd Mentality if you're going to start getting serums. Those should be maybe your first two, and that'll help you jump higher, and if you join a team, you just have a little bit more stats. If you don't join a team, you don't have a lot of stats, but I'm going to get into that. But just, that's another thing to anybody that's new playing this game, make sure you're joining teams. It's not hard to join a team, and there's always a benefit to joining one. So yeah, just know that a lot of us veteran players are looking for people to play with, that have mutations, and we're hoping that you will join our teams as well. I have been anyway. I've been noticing not a lot of people are mutated in teams if they join. But anyway, let's get into the perks that are associated with not serums, but mutations. So number one is Strange in Numbers. I don't know why I highlighted squad maneuvers there, but it's Strange in Numbers and Class Freak. And what those do is they help with the maxing out of the mutations, so it basically makes them better. And Class Freak will help with the negative effects. So mutations have a positive and a negative effect. And these two perk cards, Class Freak and Strange in Numbers, which are under Charisma and Luck that I was showing, will help with the mutations. Like I said, it'll make the negative effects not as bad, and it'll make the positive effects a little bit better, which I showed here in the video. You can see I took those perk cards off, and now you can see my mutations aren't as good. Like, for example, Egghead there is usually not -3 to each stat. And I think you have +9 intelligence, or maybe even 11 with Strange in Numbers and Class Recon. Not 100% sure, but I am 100% sure that having these perk cards on are like a must if you have mutations. And there's another one too I'm going to cover as well, which is called Starts Genes. And what that one does is stops your mutations from going away. And it is a must as well. When you do get these mutations, especially if you're buying them, you don't want to lose them. So make sure you have Starts Genes on level 2 as well. And then when you take a rat away, you won't lose your mutations, which is a must in my opinion. So again, Strange in Numbers, Starts Genes, and Class Freak. Those are the 3 perk cards that you have to worry about when you're dealing with mutations. Now, Strange in Numbers is just a level 1, but Class Freak and Starts Genes you'll have to get to 3 and level 2. And like I said, they're pretty much a must. You should try to find room for these and try to figure out as many mutations as you can get that would help benefit your character. But again, Class Freak, Starts Genes, Strange in Numbers, you should definitely have these on when you are mutated. Oh yeah, again here I'm going to put in Starts Genes, just to cover it again. You will not mutate from, you will not lose mutations from using Rataway, and you will not be able to get mutations from using, you won't be able to get mutations from being radiated. So you do get mutations when you're out in the world, like you'll be in a high rad area, and you can get a mutation. Starts Genes also helps with that. But if you have the mutations you want and you don't want to lose them, then you want Starts Genes on. So get the mutations first, and then make sure you put Starts Genes on, and then maybe work towards Class Freak and Strange in Numbers. Starts Genes is definitely the most important. Now let's get into where you can find these. Now I'm going to show another way to get these serums, because this is part of the main quest and I didn't want to get into it too much. But you can buy serums in the White Springs bunker, and you can buy the recipe for them as well, so you can craft them yourself. Now when you do spawn here, you will be outside. You'll have to go into the bunker here. And like I said, it's part of the story I don't really want to get into too much. I think you have to join the Enclave to get in here. I may be wrong, but I think that's what you have to do. Like I said, I don't really want to spoil too much of the main quest, and I don't remember a lot of it. But this is how you get in here when you do have the prerequisites, which is, like I said, doing most of the main quest. But yeah, this also explains why a lot of newer people don't have mutations, but it doesn't take long to get to this point, trust me. And when you are in the bunker, you're going to want to find your way over to the elevator. And this can be very confusing. That's why I wanted to show this all in one clip, just so you don't get lost when you're in here. It's very, very easy to get lost in here. I got lost in here doing this video. I did. But when you do get off the elevator and you're downstairs, you're going to want to look for this blue area going downstairs. It says military wing there and a couple other things that you saw. And then after you come down here, you're looking for communications. And through communications, you will see that there is a science wing, and that's what you're looking for. So it's just across the hall here, and then you go over here. You don't want that terminal, which is another place I think you can buy stuff at. I may be wrong. But you want these terminals over here. Now what these will do is allow you to buy the recipe or serums. I don't know if they have all the serums here available. I don't think they do, but the recipes will always be available to buy here. Now, you can get them cheaper. As you can see, they are a little bit expensive. I think that's the cheapest price is $17,500. But I would recommend putting on Hard Bargain because you can get a much better deal on them. But I think because my charisma is so high, it's still the same price at $17,500. So you can either have high charisma or Hard Bargain. I would suggest Hard Bargain if you're new, of course. So let's just go into these a little bit. Now, Bird Bones boosts sneaking, increases AP, and its negative effects is it reduces strength and increases risk of limb damage. Now, of course, this would probably be good for like a stealth type build. Again, I didn't really want to, go into this too much. Maybe in the comments we can get into these a little bit better, what they are more used for, because I don't use a lot of these, to be honest. Especially these ones that I haven't bought here. Like I said earlier on in the video, I highly recommend Herd Mentality, and I highly recommend Marsupial. Maybe even Carnivore is a good start. If you want to switch to Herbivore after, then, you can do that. Because you can't have Herbivore and Carnivore at the same time, I did want to point out. But these are all the serums right here. And like I said, you have to find a build that maybe would be best suited for you to find the serum corresponding to, if that makes any sense. I'm kind of coagulating my words there a little bit, but I'm sure you know what I mean. The more you play, the more you'll, be able to benefit from these serums, I'm sure. And definitely don't go buying the recipe right away. I'm going to show you later on that it's really not hard to find them at vendors. So, like, player camp vendors, like, most people sell them, and, like, I would say, at least one lobby, you'll be able to find a couple of them. And we'll get into that as well. But, yeah, definitely I would like to see a lot of newer players with serums. If you can get them, it would help in the parties, in the groups, in the servers. And I also want to say, too, if there's any veterans watching that are obviously well aware of a lot of this stuff, if you could maybe start selling some serums. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get all the serums in my vendor, and I'm going to sell them for a decent price, which I'm not sure. Like, anywhere between $300 and $500 for a serum I don't think is too bad. That's usually what I see them for. Now, these are all the ones that I have. These are really good ones, in my opinion, that I would maybe recommend. Maybe not all of them, but I would recommend most of these. Like Adrenal Reaction, you do more damage the lower your health is, and your max health is reduced. Now, that's not a big deal if you're a bloody build, you know what I mean? So if you're doing a bloody build, that's a great one. Carnivore Serum is just so good, it'll keep you fed. Like, you're constantly killing stuff, you can eat the raw meat, you don't even have to cook anymore. Absolutely great serum. I actually miss it since moving to Herbivore, because like I said, you can't have both. Egghead Serum is another great one for ranking up. It boosts your intelligence, and it weakens your strength and endurance. And of course, that is not as much with the perks on that I told you about. I would recommend Healing Factor Serum too for maybe some newer people that are having trouble finding stim packs. When you're not in battle, you will heal to your full health. But do keep in mind you will get a bit of a fast travel glitch every once in a while. You might have to try to fast travel 2 or 3 times sometimes, and it can be annoying, but To be honest, I use it, and it doesn't really bother me too much. Again, herbivore serum, it's like the same, it's like the opposite of carnivore, actually, a very good one. Herd mentality is another one, like I said, I would suggest maybe to be your first couple mutations, because all you have to do is join a team, and then you have benefits. There's so many benefits to joining a team. To all the new people watching this video, make sure you're joining a team. And again, marsupial, one of the ones I would highly recommend for newer players, because it will help you jump higher. And if you have the perk cards on, it'll make you jump even higher. Scaly Skin Serum is not a bad one. You might want this, you might not. If you need AP, I wouldn't wouldn't recommend it, but I use it, to be honest. I'm not too worried about action points. Speed Demon Serum is another good one, especially if you're a heavy gunner build. You'll reload your weapons faster. Of course, it works with any build, but your food and your water levels will diminish a lot quicker, so just keep that in mind. You may or may not want that one, but I love that one. And if you're like a melee build, Twisted Muscle Serums is basically a must. If you're going the melee route, you're definitely going to want this serum. Now, again, like I said, you don't have to come here and buy these, the recipe or the actual serum. You can just go to player vendors, as I'm showing here, and if you are looking for these out in a public server, then make sure you're highlighting the camps. You can pull it up in World Activity. Keep that in mind in camps. And you're going to be looking for misc. The more misc they have, probably the better chance that they're going to have a serum. I do show you here it is under misc. Some people think it's under aid there, I think, but it is only under aid in the Pip-Boy. It's misc when you're looking at a person's camp. So, and you know, this person was just randomly in my private server. You know, shout out to you, man. Thanks for the help. And he had serums, so I just bought a bunch off of him. So, and that was just a random one person, you know, so... Like I said, it's not really hard to just hop around a public server and find a lot of these serums that you want. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, it would be awesome if the veteran players, if we could start selling serums more often, and then, you know, these newer players are able to find the serums, and then, you know, we could all be mutated together. That would be awesome. And then you don't even have to do the main quest to get the serums this way, right? Which is very convenient. So keep in mind, you don't have to do the main quest to get mutated. You just have to basically go around to player vendors until you find these, but make sure you have those perk cards on. If you want the recipe, then you're probably going to have to go, because those are a little rare to find, but they are in player vendors. So I hope this video helps some of the new people get mutated, and thank you everyone for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and take care.